Time is the most precious resource we have, yet it's often the one we waste the most. CEOs, however, understand its true value. They know that every minute counts and that managing their time effectively is the key to success. But here's the thing, you don't have to be a CEO to manage your time like one. Their strategies and techniques are simple enough to be applied to your daily life, whether you're running a business, managing a team, or just trying to be more productive. In today's video, we'll break down exactly how CEOs manage their time and show you how you can take control of your schedule to achieve your goals. One of the first things you need to do in order to manage your time like a CEO is to have the appropriate mindset. In the minds of chief executive officers, time is not something that should be wasted. Rather, it is something that should be invested. Every single activity, meeting, or assignment that they participate in is subjected to a thorough evaluation to guarantee that it is worth their time. Either they delegate it or they eliminate it totally if it does not offer any value to the organization. They are able to concentrate on what really matters because they have this frame of mind. Instead of getting bogged down in the insignificant details, they keep their attention focused on the activities that will provide the most meaningful outcomes. It has its origins in the 80-20 rule, which claims that just 20% of the efforts are responsible for 80% of the results. The most influential 20% of employees are the focus of CEOs' efforts at all times. The ability to recognize the significance of the word no is another essential component of the mindset of a CEO. This is something that many of us battle with, whether it be declining additional work, social engagements, or even diversions such as spending an inordinate amount of time in front of a screen. Every time a chief executive officer says yes to one thing, they are also saying no to something else. They are aware of this fact. They are able to safeguard their time for the pursuits that are genuinely significant by acquiring the ability to establish boundaries and deny demands that are not important. Planning is another essential component of a senior executive's approach for managing their time. Their timetables are not haphazard. Rather, they are methodically structured to guarantee that each and every minute is taken into consideration. The majority of chief executive officers start their day by going over their priorities and determining the 3 most important tasks they have to complete. These responsibilities are in line with their long-term objectives, which guarantees that each day is a step in the right direction. They frequently make use of a method known as time blocking, in which they allocate particular blocks of time to the completion of various tasks. As an illustration, a chief executive officer, CEO, might devote the first 2 hours of the day to strategic planning, then devote the next hour to leading team meetings, and so on. Because of this framework, the temptation to multitask, which has been shown to be a productivity killer, is eliminated. On the other hand, they leave some wiggle room in their timetable so that they may adapt to unforeseen possibilities or obstacles. The concept of theme days is a strategy that is utilized by CEOs that is not widely understood but is extremely effective. As opposed to bouncing about between various kinds of work throughout the course of the week, they devote full days to concentrating on particular aspects of their work. It is possible, for instance, that Monday is reserved for planning and strategy, Tuesday is reserved for meetings, and Wednesday is reserved for creative activity. This strategy reduces the amount of mental work necessary to switch between different tasks, which is known as context switching, and enables a more profound level of concentration. Delegation is one of the most important abilities that chief executive officers, CEOs, learn. They are aware that attempting to handle everything on their own is not only ineffective but also harmful due to efficiency issues. They do this by putting together powerful teams and assigning responsibilities to the appropriate individuals. Because of this, they are able to devote their attention to making high-level decisions that require their expertise in a meaningful way. However, delegation is not limited to individuals. Chief executive officers also make use of technology to their advantage. They save important hours by automating operations that are repetitive whenever it is possible to do so. Some examples of the technologies they use are scheduling apps, email filters, and software for project management. Now let's talk about meetings, which are renowned for wasting time. Chief executive officers are experts at turning meetings into opportunities for them, rather than obstacles. They attend meetings that have a distinct goal and a predetermined agenda, which helps to ensure that the conversations remain on course. They also make sure that meetings are as brief as feasible and invite only those individuals who are in need to be present. Meetings that are well run not only save time but also motivate people to take action. It is the responsibility of the chief executive officer to ensure that every meeting concludes with a detailed list of the subsequent steps and duties that have been given. On the other hand, what about distractions? Distractions are quite prevalent in today's environment, ranging from notifications on social networking platforms to a continuous stream of emails. Chief executive officers deal with distractions by taking control of their situations. They establish boundaries with their teams and create specific focus zones that are free from interruptions in order to guarantee that they are able to work uninterrupted during work that is of crucial importance. Many chief executive officers engage in deep work, which is a state of intense focus in which they handle difficult or creative issues without being distracted by anything else. When people are engaged in deep work, they frequently block off chunks of time, during which they put their phones on silent, close tabs that aren't necessary and focus on the subject at hand. Meditation is yet another method that chief executive officers use to deal with distractions. Practicing mindfulness practices such as meditation or even just simple exercises that involve deep breathing assists individuals in remaining present and centered. They are able to lessen stress and improve their decision-making abilities if they train their thoughts to concentrate on the present moment. This is a potent instrument that may be utilized by anyone, regardless of their position. Although it is frequently neglected in conversations about time management, self-care is a top priority for chief executive officers. They are aware that their well-being, both physically and mentally, is directly related to their level of productivity. The reason for this is because they make sleep a priority and adhere to regular schedules in order to guarantee that they are well-rested and aware. As a result of its ability to increase levels of energy and decrease levels of stress, exercise is another non-negotiable for many CEOs. They nevertheless manage to find time for their families, friends, and interests despite the fact that their schedules are extremely full. This equilibrium is not only about preventing burnout, it is also about preserving the motivation and clarity that are necessary for them to perform to the best of their abilities. Another habit that distinguishes CEOs from ordinary people is the practice of reflecting on their time management techniques. At the conclusion of each week, they do an assessment of how they spent their time and search for methods to enhance their situation. Then they keep their attention on the things that were most important to them. Were they preoccupied with tasks that were not so important? In order to continuously improve their strategy, they do an analysis of what worked and what did not work. Because they view mistakes and failures as chances to learn and grow, they are able to continue moving forward despite these obstacles. Journals are frequently used by chief executive officers as a strong tool for reflection. Through the process of writing down their thoughts and observations, people are able to develop clarity on their objectives, difficulties, and achievements, maintaining a connection to their vision and ensuring that their day-to-day actions are in line with their broader goals can be accomplished in a straightforward and efficient manner. Learning how to manage your time like a CEO does not require you to work harder, rather it requires you to work smarter. The key is to have a clear awareness of your objectives, to arrange your day with intention, and to maintain your concentration on the things that are genuinely important. Through the implementation of these tactics, you will be able to take charge of your calendar, achieve your objectives, and make more room for the activities that you absolutely adore. So what will you do differently after today's video? Will you start time blocking, delegate more, or finally say no to the things that don't serve you? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more tips on leveling up your productivity. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.